no Kalea, right? So yeah, Badang also kind of works for TNC. So I'm thinking Badang or Gatot Kacha. Good combination with the Eve is the Gatot Kacha. So TNC might just pick that up, especially because Chaklo likes playing it anyways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mad zoning.
Yep. So what do they pair up with this Akai? There still is the Granger. But this is the benefit of putting your Nausea hero last. So at least they have a little bit of an idea on what to pick for Nausea. I'm thinking Granger or Moskov. Because usually when you pick up the Akai, you need some sort of scaling in your gold lane.
There's the Gatakacha like we expected. This is also a really good, I really like what they have here for TNC. I'm curious what they're going to put in the gold lane because you've already got great front line, whether that's to go ahead and use the Uranus or the Gatakacha, but then also just setting up around the objectives. And then you capitalize on, like I said, put a traditional marksman on Benny Cutie.
Lapu-Lapu and Harith maybe is going to be the choice here for Twisted Minds. What I like about the Lapu-Lapu is that it has an answer to both Eve as well as the Yi Sin-Shin. He has two good targets now. And it's not like the Uranus can actually pin down a Lapu-Lapu.
They would more often just go past each other.
Exactly.
It's like one of those scenes where like Lapu-Lapu's just like jumping over the Uranus and he's doing his thing. So there's the Harith, and then are we just expecting a Granger for Benny Cutie?
Carry, maybe.
Carry.
There we go. The benefit of the carry is that it's not that countered by this Lapu-Lapu. You can also get out of the hold of the Akai with a Phantom Step, obviously after a Purify or maybe a Flicker. And then it has decent laning versus the Harith. And some...
Cutie, Super Marco, and Nets.
Nets. Ooh, Nets. Likes the Hellcurt too.
He'll be in action later tonight.
He'll be in action later. Let's go ahead and jump into the Land of Dawn. You guys can let us know what you think for Game 2. Who's got the better draft? Are we going to get to a 3-game series here to open up our 3-series day for Saturday? Will it be Twisted Minds or TNC in Game 2? As we jump into the Land of Dawn, we will find out. Now, I think also part of this, man, is, again, I think this is a better just overall lineup that can be executed from TNC. And that's not to say they weren't able to do it in the early portion of the game in Game 1. Their lineup just allowed them to kind of bully Twisted Minds. But I think this time, you actually see Twisted Minds taking the initiative in the early game. Whoa, Kaloi. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. So the thing with Kaloi is he's now playing Arlott. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time they played the position 5 Arlott. So.
Or Rome Arlott.
Yeah, Rome Arlott. But the thing with Rome Arlott is that he is supplemented by an Akai, so that there is going to be a lot of sustain from Kaloi himself. He doesn't need some heals, you know?
And it's the Lancelot cosplay.
The Lancelot cosplay.
Who's the Lancelot cosplay?
Arlott with an Akai.
Yep.
If you hit someone with a heavy spin enough times, it triggers vengeance over and over again.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, I had to put 2 and 2 together and equals 3.
Oh, Lancelot cosplay.
Lancelot cosplay, I get it.
Oh.
Whoa, Nasha.
He's fine.
He's fine. Well, Wolf did mention Carry wins this matchup, so seems to be the sell for Benny Cutie here.
Actually, if you time it perfectly, and so far I think he's gonna be able to deny just one minion. This is the one thing that I also see from some of the gold laners out there. They're willing to give up one minion just to not lose your entire life or maybe a card, you know? So Nausea just recalled out so that he's gonna be a card for himself.
Okay, so just a little bit of a standoff here in the mid lane. Will be up shortly.
Force the flicker out of 3-mar.
Yeah, that's surprising. Burned that early, but Turtle's up right now. Twisted's going to be the one to start it up. Rest of the team for TNC is rotating, and 3-mar will give the information. So this will be on a 4-on-4 here.
Big ticket ult scored here. Real Room Ablation, the answer by Lancey. Lansu jumps in with the bravest fighter. Sensui gets it. Heavy spin on the retreat. Twisted Minds happy what they got. Kaloi barely walks away.
Wow, what a great disengage coming out from Distant Minds. And once again, Sensui is able to secure that. He will lose some of his green camps. And how about that 3-mar already helping Zyda, just warming up that Crammer. And there is Zyda. He wasn't able to get it. Had the retribution, but Sensui secures it.
Sensui's doing okay too. I mean, even if Zyda takes a little bit, you know, Sensui is this time around matching at least the pace against the YSS, so he's going to be relatively fine. I think part of that too is just he's a little bit more protected in a way, especially once Kaloi does hit this level 4 and has that final slash. You might go ahead and see them try to be a little more proactive on this. 3Mar's been doing this too. Like, he's just kind of giving information over to TNC, and now that the level 4s come online, this is where we start to see if TNC can even start things up. But really, I don't think they are the lineup that's going to do that. You know, I almost feel like they're essentially just going to be waiting to see if Twisted Minds chooses those fights for them.
Because compared to game number 1, they're also waiting for massive power spikes. They're waiting for Zyda, they're waiting for Benny Cutie. In game 1, Benny Cutie was just always ready to fight.
Power that Esmeralda.
By the way, Benny versus Nosha is a dead even fight up top. Nobody's but leading. They're just exchanging these grabs. But because of the fact that Harriet is able to secure some grabs and the turtle with his team, Benny Cutie is just the same amount of gold as Nosha.
So I'm actually surprised at just how much time 3Mar spends around the map. Like, you know, does Uranus just allow you to do this, and he just makes a trip back to the XP lane to grab the XP?
Yeah, because there's no, it's, you know, it's not worth it to stay in front of the Lapu-Lapu because it's not like you're gonna do anything.
Again, they were gonna overshoot.
Yeah.
Well, this turtle's up. You'll see this time around, I think this might potentially be a full-on fight as both gold laners are up here too, so it'll be held off for now. Just some of the first items coming into place. It's only really Zyda that has that Hunter Strike, and then the Corrosive Scythe for Benny Cutie. So they start this one up. Second turtle here for Twisted Minds.
Slight pull over TNC side. In comes Lancer with the bravest fighter. Real manipulation, the answer by Lancy swiping away from behind this brush. 3Mar cannot stop Sensui. Secures it, the heavy spin, pushing him back. AOG keeps Lansu down. And that's Twisted Minds losing one. Kaloi might be up next. Look at the damage coming in early on from from TNC. And Twisted Minds backing off. Down goes Sean. And they're on the purple here. Chaknu helping with the steal. Nosha coming in with a punish. There's a swipe, a dash. Down goes Chaknu. Lancy follows through. 3Mar, what you gonna do? 3Mar, oh, he knows what's up. Does find the consecration in the nick of time.
A little bit of an overheat coming out from TNC, but this kind of gives Zyda a little bit of time in the bottom lane. To be fair, TNC have given away the turtle once again. Twisted Minds actually dug too deep when it comes to their turtle positioning, which is kind of crazy to me, but they were a little bit punished because of that. Benny Cutie was able to get a kill because of the corrosion sight available to him, but TNC overstepped a little bit. That's why Twisted Minds were able to kind of equalize again. So this is just trading between two teams.
Okay.
Zyda's almost level 10 though, just like in the previous game, a lot of invasion.
Yeah, he's got that lead now against Sensui, but I think it's still very reminiscent of the last one, man. Sensui's been locking down these turtles. Able to do it again. Nosha, though, I think he's going to be fine from this. And that's the thing, I think my main point for TNC is to go ahead and make an adjustment from what they did last time, because even if they lose these objectives and then later on hold on.
The Mamba had ill intent. Nosha answers back. In comes Kaloi with a dash. The final slash, as well the heavy spins, and Sui tries to take one. 3Mar Chaknu, someone's got to give. AOG knocking one up. Down goes Kaloi. And 3Mar answering back. Chaknu traded for in exchange. 3Mar still alive. Look at Zyda coming in from the flank. Zyda charging it up. Gets caught in underneath. Oh, the Zaman Force taking down Zyda. Nosha's still alive. Down he goes. In comes Lancer. Might be too little too late. Benny Cutie takes the turret. Lancer with the flicker, and the bravest fighter, Lancy, goes down. Benny Cutie flickers right out of the tail end of that giant sword. And now Sensui back, and now he knows he can't take Benny. Massive fall in from underneath that tier 1 up top.
What an extended fight. Back and forth that was.
I thought it was already Twisted Minds winning, but TNC, because of Benny Cutie, just taking the lead afterwards. 1,000 gold. And it's gonna be the turtle. Now Sensui is ready to get the retribution, but Zyda is here as well.
Sensui doesn't secure, but Kaloi dies! And they find Zyda through the Crimson Beacon. The AOG able to take down Sensui. Lancy swiping away, serving up a kill to Benny. TNC taking 2 down in exchange for their jungler.
They're going to be able to push this turret in too. Lancer will jump forward.
Trying to stop all the shenanigans. Benny Cutie able to take him down. He's godlike. like 701 on the Storm.
Chaknu stops him in his tracks, waiting for the right moment to pop the taunt onto that CC immune Lapu-Lapu, and then Benikini was there to collect the kill. 7-0 and 1, almost at the Trinity. I would say that this would be an 8-minute, a sub 9-minute Trinity for Benikini.
Hold up, he got 7 kills without a Trinity?
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's what I was like, where did these 7 kills come from?
Yeah.
From Twisted Minds.
Twisted Minds.
He's been farming dudes.
Hey, Benny's feeling a lot better than playing the Esmeralda right now, because looking at the replay here, you can see this. It was a stun-in. Kaloi started this fight, but look at Benny just firing off, and he shreds through Sensui.
Right.
And he's able to go ahead and play into Lancey's setup with the RWM, so it just gives Benny Cutie a lot of space to work with. Even if he has to go ahead and burn a flicker or not, he can play around that.
Positioning from Benikini was so crisp in that skirmish. And now Nosha will just go for some trades. Zaida is here again, playing in the jungle of Twisted Minds. And now is up 5.65k gold compared to 4.98, now 5k for Sensui. It's a little bit ahead, but Trinity available now for Benny.
TNC is aware of Twisted Minds' massive rotations. He gets a taunt on Sensui, but not enough of a hold. The Mamba lets go. TNC retreat back to cleaning up waves.
This is one of those things too where, you know, essentially when you look at Twisted Minds lineup, because we have to start to focus on this Lord take here now that it's coming up. Are they in a good position to go ahead and win a team fight? Because, yeah, they're able to go ahead and lock down the objectives, but when it comes to the team fights, I think they're having a difficult time. Maybe the answer is just find Benny Cutie.
Yeah.
But, again, you mentioned it. Well, his positioning has been so crisp and clean throughout this with their fight for the Lord.
AOG catches Kaloi. Might be too little too late. Sensui, the smooth operator, has already taken down the Lord. Can TNC come in for the post-Lord take? Oh, Twisted Minds make themselves scarce. It's too much to overcommit. TNC back off.
What a nice play coming out from Twisted Minds. They identified that Zaida was up top. No way to reach them. The Lord fight, so they bursted it down and then went out with that heavy spin with Lanzo activating the ultimate as well to stun the members of TNC. Clean exit coming out from Twisted Minds, and they have claimed their first big objective.
So they might not be able to do too much with this. Essentially, it gives them a little bit more time to go ahead and build up on the items that they need. You can see the Holy Crystal just getting picked up by Nasha. They could potentially get some of these tier 1s down. That'll be great for them in terms of space to work with across the map, because they're really held in on this mid lane alone, as TNC just kind of is playing around how stacked Benny Cutie is. So Lord is still making its way up top. There's the bottom turret going down.
Yeah, so by the way, this just illustrates how fast the Yi Sun-shin farms over the Akai. Before the Lord fight, the Akai was 5k, and Zaida was also almost just 5.8k. Now Zaida is 7.7 something gold, and Sensui has just gotten 800 gold in the past 2 minutes, so it's just very difficult to keep up.
Oh, are they going to force us?
They find the choke on the 3-mar, but he does pop his consecration. He's gonna be fine. I think TNC are just hunkering down for what may come next.
So that's all they get, man. I mean, off the Lord, they got, what, 1 turret? They got 1 turret down bot. But essentially, they bought themselves a little bit more time, and I think, you know, that's what I was saying in the previous game. I was like, you have to give it up for what Twisted was able to do in Sensui, specifically against Zaida on the YSS, because of just, that's a challenge in itself right now. Anytime you do pick up a utility hero against an assassin, you're going to have to keep that in mind. You know, you're constantly trying to catch up and stay in a position where you are valuable to the team. And so far, Sensui has been able to do that. Now, it's a very similar thing. The next Lord's going to come up, but I think this is time. We don't see TNC put themselves in that position where they just let Twisted go and secure the next Lord here.
Nope. I think they're still very much proactive. The conceal coming in. Lancey forced to use the flicker. Does not even get the RWM. 3 more might follow up next. Chaknu drops the revitalized Benny Cutie. Just throwing out these light wheels in desperation. This isn't the fight they're ready to take. AOG knocking up and taking down Nosha. 1 for 1. A mid laner for a gold laner. Game 1's MVP has fallen. I think TNC is happy with a surprise exchange.
100% now. Kaloi on a good jump, but will not be able to stop this.
Oh no, Lansu trying to stand up in the front of TNC's members, but oh no, these light wheels are too damn much. 3 more TZ El barely able to survive. Double kill for Benny. Who's gonna stop Benedict Gonzalez?
No one, because right now they'll get the Lord off of it, and I can't believe 3mar didn't die to that turret.
What a bad decision from Twisted Minds. After losing Nausea, the Lord was spawning. They could have just given up their turret in the mid lane. Kaloy sacrificed himself, but he actually took 2 heroes with him, especially Lansu now being available in that Lord fight. There's no chance for Twisted Minds to recover. They could have just been happy of 1-for-1 trade-off and then position themselves around the Lord, give up that mid lane turret, but now they're gonna lose more because of that gambit from Kaloy.
So what was it? Did it look like they weren't sure of how much of an engagement they can take? Because as soon as that trade happened, they could have backed off, or was it that TNC just pressured them? Again, the taunts from Chaknu.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure in there for sure, but even then, Twisted Minds could just be taking that trade. Just give up the mid lane turret, because you're gonna even lose more, and that's exactly what happened. Now TNC are knocking on the doors of Twisted Minds.
They're gonna clear this out here. Lord held up in front. There's the RWM.
Oh,
TNC might be able to get some more though, but Benny Cutie waiting very patiently.
God. Lancey, he's devious, he's sinister. You see what he was doing? He was swiping into the very back of the real world manipulation, stinging at Sean. Sean was like, hey, yo, I'm just trying to get stacks on you. Ow.
Unfortunately, in this scenario, Twisted Minds might not have enough scaling going up against TNC, because TNC, they have scaling HPs and they also have scaling damage. We'll see though. Let's still play.
Oh, they got the Zaman Force out already.
Kaloy,
they're gonna go for this.
Kaloy tried to pull it again. AOG knocking up 2, just barely missing the other. And now Sensui caught up. There's the real manipulation, the tail end of that mountain shocker. Sensui with a spin trap and 3mar. A pick off for Twisted.
Man,
what a beautiful bait and punish from Twisted Minds. You thought that there is going to be a good jump on from TNC. To be fair, Chakno actually targeted the right terrain to jump, but Nausea was able to pop the Purify just in time, and then 3mar just 3mar thinks it's just too, he saw red. He saw red.
Truth be told, I think it was a perfect engagement. It was X marks the spot for Chakno, like a ghost ship from out of nowhere. He was in the Bermuda Triangle, like, oh my God! And then I guess the follow-up just wasn't there.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but I guess if you look at it, they did get the Purify down. Lord is going to be up to about 30, so it should be back available for that. And ultimately, TNC haven't given any grounds to Twisted like for a while now. And that's great for them. But if Twisted continues to stall out this game and buy more time, are they actually going to be okay? I think the biggest thing is still that they haven't solved this entire game is getting to Benny Cutie, man. Like, how do you get to Benny Cutie? He's 10-0-1 right now.
What, 5 blade armors, maybe?
Everybody buy blade armor.
Just don't let this Benny Cutie guy hit,
I don't think everyone can afford to do that.
Oh, are they gonna just go for this Lord?
Oh, Burst Lord, that could be a good way to do it.
Oh no, this is a little risky.
Lord approaching half health. Chaknu looking for someone to engage onto soft reset here. Hard.
But the opposite lane, the long lane, it's actually favoring TNC right now. The slow push is going to favor TNC along the way, so Twisted Minds cannot afford to prolong this Lord Dance unless they answer the bottom lane.
Yeah, no, if anything, they should end it now while Zyda doesn't have a Mount Shocker.
That's also true.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they also want to get in a position where they're caught out, because still as part of this is Benny Cutie just can wait patiently, behind Lancey, as we see him doing here.
Uh-oh.
So they'll set things up. Zyda's got the Mount Shocker now available, so half health on the Lord. Does it look like they're going to go for this one? There's the Mount Shocker being used. Chaknu charges up.
Stacks onto him. Real room to Lancey catches the back end. Chaknu gets all of the members of Twisted Minds on him. Zaman Force by Nausea already used up. Sensui bites it. And Lancey's trying. Lansu falls. Kaloy dashing on through. Benny Cutie slaying everybody. And now Kaloy falls. It's just Nausea left. 3mar. Oh, he knows what's up. He knows what's next. Oh, Zaman Force just to try, but in frailty, it's all in vain. TNC wipe out Twisted. We're going to game 3.
TNC, who knew exactly how to fight that Lord. They waited for Twisted.